Welcome back to the Breakfast Show 2. We're here with Derieck Hodges on our last interview of our 5-interview series to talk about tax season and how you can get ready, how you can be prepared for the 2022 tax season. So let's talk a little bit about getting into tax planning posture. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I just think this idea of we all know we have to deal with our taxes, but getting into this really positive posture of thinking about this long-term view of our taxation and starting to build some habits and some structure so that we're not just dealing with our annual responsibility to file our return, but we're also thinking very long-term of what's the best tax situation we want to put ourselves in the rest of our lives. And so I'm a big believer in this whole idea of getting balance in all aspects of our financial life, and taxes is one of those areas that I think we really want to work on balance, having money in Roth IRAs and taxable accounts and pre-tax accounts like a 401k.
Exactly. And so talk about adjusting payroll withholding to optimize that tax bill.
Yeah, you know, every time the IRS kind of tweaks the tax code, it ultimately can affect our refunds or the tax liability that we have when we file our taxes. And sometimes those surprise outcomes are really frustrating. And so what we want to do is take what we learned from our 2022 filing and start to think about what's 2023 going to look like, and maybe we need to adjust that W-4 form on our payroll withholding and try to get it more optimized. So maybe we want less withheld or more withheld so we get to a proper outcome.
And then I know it's never too early, never too late to, well, maybe too late, but to plan for your retirement, having those flexible savings accounts and even that health savings account contribution. Talk about all of that.
Yeah, I love all of those tools. So the flexible spending account, not everyone has the eligibility for it, but if your employer has one set up, great way to put some money in on a tax-favored way to help cover some out-of-pocket medical expenses. Kind of its kissing cousin is the health savings account. Also, not everybody's eligible for it. You have to have a certain kind of health plan for it, but you can contribute a lot more in it, and you can carry those dollars over into future years. Really great tool. Love the HSA a lot. And I think, you know, this all kind of ties into also thinking about our retirement plans and our charitable giving and those kind of things.
And then speaking of charitable giving, is it smart to kind of figure out those long-term plans for charitable giving?
I think so. I think, you know, if you know you're charitable, this is where we might want to pick and choose how we give, when we give. And so there's some, you know, fairly advanced tools available to us. So when we get to 70 and a half years old and we have a retirement account, a really great tool is the Qualified Charitable Donation, the QCD. Love that tool. So if I'm advancing to those years, I want to start thinking maybe about using that. Maybe I want to use a donor advised fund, kind of a investment related giving tool that can kind of localize or centralize our giving into 1 year, but then we can use it in future years. And so we can really affect taxes in certain years by using different tools.
And then talk about how Roth conversions kind of apply to all of this.
Yeah, so if I know that I don't have this balance or diversification in my tax situation, all my money, let's say, is in my 401k and it's never been taxed. Well, when I eventually need that money, I'm going to pay tax on it. I can take money from a retirement account, convert it to a Roth IRA, and I'm going to invite a tax bill now. But what I'm going to also do is build a pool of money that will then never be taxed in the future. That's a really great tool. And what we want to do there is really watch our income year by year and pick optimal years where maybe my income is going to be a little lower, and those are good years to do those conversions.
And I know we're obviously in the tax season of 2022, but it's so important to think about 2023 and beyond, and just to prepare ourselves for the years to come.
Absolutely. Begin with the end in mind. Always think long term. Think about your lifetime goals, where you really want to be from a lifetime, and start getting into this, I keep saying the word posture, and I think it's appropriate, this posture of long-term thinking, not just getting through these events, but actually building great financial disciplines that help serve you so you can live your ideal life.
Yeah, Derek, well, those are all such great tips. I know that you have helped me for this tax season. I feel like I'm going to go in there knowing exactly what I need to do. Derek, thank you so much for joining us all week on The Breakfast Show, too. We really do appreciate it. We'll be right back.